Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're diving deep into the absolute heart of Salesforce, the data itself. Mastering this stuff isn't just some boring admin chore. It's the one skill that takes your CRM from being just a big digital filing cabinet and turns it into a strategic powerhouse for your business. All right, so here's our game plan. First, we're going to talk about teaming that data chaos. Then, we'll cover the best ways to get data in, how to protect it once it's there, and of course, how to make sure it's high quality. And finally, we'll get to the fun part, turning all that great data into amazing reports. Let's do it. So, first things first, taming the chaos. Look, your Salesforce data is literally the lifeblood of your company. But let's be real, without a solid plan, it can get messy fast. And suddenly, your greatest asset can start to feel like a huge liability. So just take a second and ask yourself that, honestly. Right now, is your data a powerful asset that helps you make smart decisions? Or is it kind of a liability that just creates more questions than answers? By the time we're done here, you'll know exactly how to fix that. Okay, to make that data an asset, you've got to get it into the system the right way. Salesforce gives us two main tools for this, and the secret really is just knowing which tool to grab for which job. First, we've got the Data Import Wizard. Think of this as your friendly guide. It lives right inside Salesforce, no installation needed, and it basically holds your hand through the process. It's perfect for those smaller, simpler, everyday import jobs. And then you've got its much more powerful older brother, the Data Loader. This is a separate app you install on your computer, and it is built for the heavy lifting. We're talking huge files, bulk updates, complex data migrations. This is your industrial strength solution. Okay, this slide is basically the showdown. The wizard is all web-based, and it lets you turn off workflows, which can be handy, but the loader is a desktop app where workflows are always on. Now here's the real game changer. The loader lets you save your field mappings. If you do the same import every week, that is a massive time saver. Plus, it can insert blank or null values, which is actually super important for data cleanup projects. And here is the absolute bottom line. The thing you have to remember. If you need to schedule an import to run automatically, say every night at 2 a.m., you have one and only one option, the Data Loader's Command Line Interface, the CLI. You just can't schedule the wizard, period. That is a critical difference. So, the data's in. Awesome. Now, how do we protect it? How do we make sure we don't lose it? This next part is all about keeping your data safe, whether that's through regular backups for archiving or having a full-blown disaster recovery plan. Salesforce gives you two main tools here, and they do very different things. Think of Salesforce Backup as your emergency restore button. It's for disaster recovery. It can run daily, and it lets you restore specific records to how they were. The Data Export service, on the other hand, is more like your long-term filing cabinet. It runs weekly or monthly and gives you a big zip file of everything for your archives. And using that Data Export service seems super straightforward, right? You tell it to run, you get an email with a link, you download the file. Easy. But there is one very important catch you absolutely need to be aware of. You only get 48 hours. That's it. After 2 days, that download link is dead, and you have to start the whole export over again. So when that email comes in, grab that file right away. Now, what about those little oops moments when someone deletes something by accident? Well, your first line of defense is the recycle bin. Anything you delete hangs out there for 15 days, giving you a window to get it back before it's gone for good. But what if someone deletes like 1,000 records? Clicking undelete 1,000 times is not going to happen. So here is a pro tip every admin needs to know. You can use the Data Loader. Its export all function can actually see into the recycle bin, pull all those deleted records, and let you mass undelete them in one go. Trust me, that trick is a total lifesaver. All right, so we know how to get data in, and we know how to get it out and back it up. But what about its quality? How do we stop bad data from getting in the first place? That's what this is all about, being proactive. And the most simple, fundamental tool for data quality is the humble pick list. I mean, by just giving people a list to choose from, you get rid of typos, you make sure everyone uses the same terms. It's just so simple and so effective. And this is really why they're so great. They keep your data clean, and they make data entry faster. You, the admin, are in control of the values. You can even lock it down so users can only pick from the list. Now, there is one little nerdy exception. If a pick list isn't restricted, the API can push a new value in, but it won't actually add it to the list of choices for users. Kind of interesting.
Okay, the other huge enemy of data quality, duplicates. They're the worst. Salesforce's built-in duplicate rules are your defense here. You can set them up to automatically flag potential duplicates on accounts, contacts, leads, all the important stuff right as a user is creating them. So, we've gotten our data in, we've protected it, we've kept it clean. Now what? What's the big payoff? Well, this is it. It's turning all that hard work into real intelligence with reports. This is where your data comes to life. And Salesforce gives you 4 main building blocks to do it. Tabular is just your basic list like a spreadsheet. Summary lets you group things together and get subtotals. Matrix is your classic pivot table, grouping by rows and columns. And then joined reports are really cool. They let you put different blocks of information side by side in one view. But you're going to hit a point where the standard stuff just can't get you the answer you need. When that happens, you level up and build a custom report type. This lets you decide exactly which objects and which fields you want to see together. And I know it sounds kind of intimidating, but it's actually really simple. You just pick your main object, like accounts, and then you can link up to 3 other related objects, like contacts, then opportunities, then cases, all in one report. It unlocks some seriously powerful insights. And the grand finale, of course, is the dashboard. This is where you take those reports and make them beautiful. You turn the data into charts and graphs that people can understand at a glance. And you can schedule them to refresh automatically, so your whole team is always looking at the latest and greatest info. We've gone from start to finish, from getting data in to getting insights out. So I'll leave you with a challenge. When you look at your Salesforce org, what story is your data trying to tell you right now? And which of these tools are you going to use to finally hear it? Thanks for joining me.